Oh, it looks so good. All right, are you ready for a great time this weekend? The Dublin Ale House in Cape Coral is the place to be this Saturday. They will have live German music, traditional German food, and of course, German beer. The pub is turning into a Bavarian beer garden.
It is.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Frank Williams is the owner and has all the details. Good morning. Welcome
Good morning.
back.
Good morning.
So you were inspired. You actually just got back from a trip to Europe not too long ago, literally just weeks ago.
We did. My wife and I went for about a month over to Europe and traveled around and just had a phenomenal time.
And you said, I need to bring some of this back to Cape Coral. So this is going to be one of the dishes that you're going to be serving on Saturday. What are you going to make for us this morning?
We're going to make a beef goulash served up with a side of mashed potatoes.
Beef goulash. All right. So what is in beef goulash? Again, this takes several hours to make, so we're going to kind of do a quick demo.
We're going to kind of get all the ingredients in the pot, and then it goes on the old low and slow technique of takes about 4 hours to simmer to really break the meat down to make it extremely tender.
Those are some of the best recipes. Yep. All right, so
we're going to add some onions. There's plenty of onions in here. This is kind of a good stick to your ribs, kind of what people's parents made in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's a great dish. And served up with some mashed potatoes.
And I was asking because I was saying, can you do this in the crock pot? But you said this is really good to go ahead and get started because you kind of need to get the onions cooked a little bit.
You need to get the onions to a translucent state and get them clarified. It brings a lot of the flavor out. And then what you can do is put the meat in, get all the ingredients in there, and transfer it to a crock pot if you'd like. And that way you can, hey, go to work and have it set and come home and your dinner will be ready.
I do love those crock pots. All right.
Yeah, they are pretty handy.
Those onions, and then really the ingredients are pretty simple. What do you have over here?
Got up some cubed beef over here.
Okay.
So after the onions cook for a while, they normally cook a little longer than this until they're translucent. We're going to add in our beef.
Any particular type of beef that you like to use?
I try to use a better quality. We use the same beef we use for our sirloin or for our cheesesteak, which is a sirloin. I try to order the same type of ingredients.
I got you.
The seasoning, I've got a few types of paprika, sweet and hot, salt, pepper, real simple seasoning, which is going to give it a nice little kick. Let all that stuff come together for a little while. We're going to add...
What is that, sauce?
This is tomato paste.
Okay.
We're just going to give it a nice little bit of tanginess.
A little bit of tomato paste.
And you're going to do a mix of some red wine, and I know everybody hears this on cooking shows on TV. You always want to use a wine that you're going to drink. Don't buy a cheap wine that you just...
wine?
Yes, you have to. You want to use a really nice wine.
And how much did you put in there?
For this recipe, that's the thing, when you're dealing with a smaller size, generally at the pub we're dealing with much larger batches, so this is kind of unusual for me.
This is about what we would make at our house.
Yeah, it's about what you make at home. And I did about 3/4 of a cup of wine. The water you're going to add in there just so that the stuff's all covered. And let it simmer in there.
And you just let it simmer, and then you can transfer it if you want to. So tell us about what's going to be coming up this Saturday. Kind of explain what's the deal.
This Saturday, what we do is we turn the pub into a Bavarian beer garden about 4 times a year. What we do is I bring in German music. The gentlemen play at Epcot. They play great traditional German music. We also have all of our regular Irish stuff on the menu: shepherd's pie, bangers and mash, fish and chips. We have about 20 beers on tap, some really nice German beer, as well as really good Irish, English, and American beer. And it's just a nice way to get people to come together and experience our pub in a different way.
How do you explain the difference between kind of the Irish and the German? Because there's a lot of similarities between the two.
People always ask me, why did you pick an Irish pub? And I said, I think two societies or cultures have perfected sitting around and enjoying a drinking establishment, and they're the Germans and the Irish. When you go to a pub or a Bavarian beer garden or a beer garden in general, it's more about the experience. You go in, you socialize, you sit, you talk to people, you enjoy yourself. And we felt this was a perfect combination. One, we have a lot of good German beers on tap regularly. We have a lot of German customers.
Well, there's Germans. We love our Germans here in Southwest Florida. They're everywhere.
And Americans also enjoy the music too. And it's very hard to go find really good traditional Irish or German music, and we try to bring that to Southwest Florida.
And there's a couple nights of the week you're doing. Did you say you're just going to start karaoke? Is that what I heard?
We've been doing karaoke every Monday night, which is a great night to come out and have fun. And then starting next Wednesday.
Is it all German and Irish karaoke?
No,
or is it any kind of karaoke you want?
It's anything you want, up to modern stuff all the way back to Sinatra. And we also have every Wednesday night we're hosting a pub trivia, which is a
pub trivia. That's awesome.
There'll be prizes. It's a great night to get out and have a good time. And once people come to our pub, they can check us out on Facebook. We put all our daily specials on there, different entertainment, you know, what's going on, all kinds of stuff. So if you look us up on Facebook, it's a great way to find out what's going on.
How do you tell people where you're located? I know you're here in Cape Coral, but you're very easy to find.
Yes, we are on Cape Coral Parkway, just west of Chiquita, 1708 Cape Coral Parkway West.
And it's a pretty big building. I mean, it's a pretty big place.
Yeah, it's a big strip mall where we are. Medical offices are mostly in the building, but our space holds about 300 people, so it's a large. We do private events for private rooms.
And this Saturday is the day to come and check it out. What are the hours it's going to be going on?
We open at 4. We're going to close at midnight. The live music is 6 to 10.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for cooking for
Carly.
us this morning.
Appreciate
I'm going to try this finished dish that you were so good to prepare ahead of time. So thank you. Awesome. All right, let's send it over to Steph.
The aroma just about knocked me over. It smells so good. All right, disconnected from your job. Well, apparently so are 2/3 of your fellow coworkers. How to stay connected to your company and recharge at work, that's next. But first, there's a celebrity celebrating a birthday today. And to help you figure out who it is, here's your trivia question. Which actress was nicknamed Skeletor as a child because she was so skinny? Was it Cameron Diaz, Julia Roberts, or Keira Knightley? We'll reveal the answer a little later in the show. Stay with us.